Hi, welcome to today's video. You join me on a pretty warm Friday morning. I've got the window open again, so we're going to have some bird song, probably some trains as well. It's usually within the first couple of minutes of me switching my phone on to record that a huge freight train that lasts 10 minutes goes past. I've made myself an iced latte because of it being so warm. And today I'm just going to have a normal chat about my books, and I might do a little bit of a sort of decorate with me session. I'm not going to have access to my stickers and washi and things like that tomorrow. So I'm filming this on Friday, tomorrow and for a few days afterwards. So I might do a little bit of decoration just to sort of prep those pages a bit. I don't want to go too full on because there might be things on the day that I want to sort of stick in. I'll have access to very basic things like a pen and a glue stick, but probably not much more than that just because of the situation I'll be in. So I think, yeah, if we look at kind of calendar pages, weekly pages, daily logs, and then Commonplace, I think that's the sensible way to go. And then I'll show you the weeks as well. I always feel like the weeks is the more boring of the two books because I don't do much decoration and stuff in there, but it still might be of interest. So this is how the monthly pages, well, the calendar page for April finished up. At the beginning of April, because I had integrated the weeks into my system, I decided I didn't need to use this as a traditional calendar page, which is what I'd done in previous months. It would just have been a duplication of what I had in the weeks. So instead, I decided to make it like a gratitude log. So each day I would come in and write something nice that happened each day or something that I was grateful for. I had my quotes in the top left-hand corner, which is something that I had done consistently since starting to work in this book. And I've also got my mood sort of tracker here as well, which I think works nicely alongside the gratitude thing. So decoration wise, we've got some days of the week stickers up at the top here. These are from Bones and Blankets, but I'm not sure if they are operating anymore. We've got this checkerboard washi tape. I think I got this from my stationery pal. And then in terms of stickers, these green ones with the sort of metallic finish on, these are from the Sticky Club. These are part of the Midnight Tarot set that they did last year. And then this oak leaf is a Maureen Kunst one. The April sticker is Megan Rhiannon. And then these sort of smiley faces, I think these were just part of a set that I found on my stationery pal as well. They might be, I can never say the name, so I'll pop it up on the screen. I keep attempting it and it's not working. So yeah, I think it's nice because the space is all sort of filled out well. And then we've got May. So actually it's May 2nd and I didn't do this yesterday. So I'm just gonna have a quick look at my daily log, which is what I do if I do forget, just to refresh my memory about what happened yesterday. So these things usually are little things that make me smile, you know, they don't have to be huge mind-blowing events. So for Thursday, just in case you can't read it, I've put making plans with a friend. My friend and I have got a gig in a few weeks' time, and I'm going to spend a couple of days at his house either side of that. I've just realised that probably means I might not be able to get a video out that particular week. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And I was sorting out my train tickets and stuff yesterday, and doing things like that just sort of help make it feel a bit more real, yep, this is happening, this is what I'm doing. Decoration wise, these stickers at the top are Maureen Kunst. The May sticker is from Megan Rhiannon. We've got the same smiley faces here. The washi tape here is from MT, but it's a William Morris design. And the stickers mostly are from Stamped and Sealed Co. I think I might have touched on this deco last week as well, so apologies for any repetition. Then if we flip forward to the weekly spreads, so these I'm using for a bit of habit tracking, some health logging, and my media sort of tracking as well. So I've got my list down the side here. Fairly on top of it with my habits. There's a couple of things that I'm not quite as consistent with, but you know, I'm aware of it, I can keep on top. And then I've just added a few stickers in here where I've got gaps. So one of those sort of emoticon stickers from my stationery pal again. And then these forest stickers are from Stamped and Sealed Co. I've decorated a little bit for this is next week. So this is this week. So we've got everything sort of ready to go in terms of the habits. We're working our way through in terms of health symptoms and stuff. A few bits down the side here. I've not played any video games, so I've not added the playing bit yet, and I've not actually been reading except for like articles and stuff this week. I'd finished that huge Rasputin book, and I think my brain is still like processing all that. But I think I'll probably pick up a book in the next couple of days. We've got that same washi here, and we've got a couple of stickers here from Georgia Journals as well. I did decorate for next week, so we've got Bones and Blankets Day of the Week stickers up here. I've put the habit stuff in. Got some plain green washi here and this sort of dot washi. I think these are both from Paper Chase from when they were operational. The butterfly is Stamped and Sealed Co. And then this is a Traveller's Notebook sticker, which Georgia, who I just mentioned of Georgia Journals, gave to me as part of some Happy Mail. So it's very much like a green nature themed week this week. And then I'll have a look at the daily logs with you. I'll just think when it was that I last filmed. I think it was Thursday or Friday. Here we go, we were here. Because I'd done this bit of decoration for the Pride and Prejudice Commonplace logging. So a little bit of additional decoration that went on Friday. I had this spare bit of washi from that bit of decoration I've shown you just. And then I've got this sort of stamp sticker here of a bear with some sushi on its head. On this day, my partner and I went out to a Japanese restaurant that was quite local to us. It's the first time we've been, and everything's handmade on site, and it's like traditional Japanese food rather than just like Wagamama sort of style. So that was good. So I thought the sushi bear was a good fit for that. Got a tip in here for a documentary we watched called Dear Zachary. It had a slightly longer title, so I just need to write that in, and I also need to stick in the picture of the like movie poster here. Here, kind of a normal day, work day, and I put this meme in. It wasn't particularly relevant to the day, but it just sort of made me chuckle. And it's one of the, I don't even know what to call it, but the like stick creations from the Blair Witch Project, and it says, when she leaves you cute little messages throughout the day. The Blair Witch Project is a film that I used to watch a lot, like as a kid / going into my early teens. So I don't know, just felt like it. No real rhyme or reason that day. In terms of this daily log, I had a raspberry croissant as part of my lunch. So I've got this this croissant sticker. This is part of the set. I got it from Olive and Mabel, but I think other places do sell them as well. And it's like a little box of bakery related stickers. And the box got like a few examples of the stickers that come part of it. And the company is Gresting Life Incorporated. And it's a Japanese company, but I don't know how it's pronounced in Japanese. So yeah, that's where that's from. And then this sort of DIY ghost yarn creature is just from an image that I pulled online. I have lots of ghost stickers, but I'm also just drawn to them when I see images online as well. On the 28th, I sort of did a backdated log here because I got in kind of late. On this day, I had work, and then I went and had dinner with some friends, and we also then went to a queer quiz. there was some like general knowledge in there, but most of it was to do with like LGBT culture. And decoration wise, just to go alongside that, I've got this picture that I pulled from Tumblr where it's like a group of friends recreating a Picasso painting where the figures are all dancing together. And this just sort of captured the mood, I suppose, of that evening for me, where it was like people who were like-minded coming together, having some fun, having a bit of relief from how everything is. And then I added this rainbow sticker, which is from my like 90s nostalgia emoticon sheet, because it was a queer quiz and it was queer friends we were with, so it was fitting. On this day, I'll just move this because it's kind of in the way. I decided to put some washi across the 2 pages to kind of have them marry up a little bit. So on this day, I've used a stamped and sealed close sticker with some iced coffee on, because this is when it started getting really hot and I've been, you know, chugging my iced coffees quite consistently since then. This stripy sticker I just put for a little accent. That's from the Sticky Club as part of the Midnight Tarot set. And then I've got a couple of Megan Rhiannon stickers here. For whatever reason, I was just so exhausted and wiped out on this particular day. So we've got this little sleepy face. On this particular day, I did an art market. And this sticker is from the person who I was like table neighbours with. I will put their Instagram up if you're interested, but they're called Orla. And so yeah, I bought this sticker from them. It was quite funny. They bought a £2 sticker from me, and then I bought a £2 sticker from them. So we literally like just exchanged the same money back and forth. And then we've got this little Animal Crossing sticker here. And the creature is holding a little bag. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this was me like handing over people's purchases to them. I'm not too sure like exactly where it's from or anything, because a friend got me a set of Animal Crossing stickers when he took a trip to Japan last year. And this is yesterday. Yeah, this is yesterday. We've got a Yoshitomo Nara sticker, figure that I printed off from the internet, and just a little Megan Rhiannon star here. So on this day, I was having a bit of a rest day, and that meant I spent a bit of time in my book. So although it's like kind of active and I'm using my brain a bit, it's creative rest, and I'm commonplacing and writing about my special interests and things. So it's not rest like lying down, but it's still restful and good for my brain. And I was like cutting and sticking quite a lot, so I just like the idea of this figure being a bit like me yesterday. And they've got this teddy here as well, which is kind of like me and my bunny rabbit that I'm quite attached to at the minute. And as sort of part of us moving into the new month, we've got my mood board here. So in the background, I've just got a strip of paper that I just had. This brown part is from a paper bag from a shop. Got these pansy stickers here, which from Flying Tiger as part of a sheet that they did. And then in terms of the images on the mood board, so firstly we've got a blossoming tree, because well, we're technically like at the beginning of summer now, but everything is very much like blooming and looking lush and green outside now. Got a lovely interior here, which sort of matches the sort of mid-century sort of aesthetic that I like. Got a candid picture of Bjork here, partly because I'm really enjoying her music at the minute, but also I'm going to be attending a friend's birthday party in a few days, and it's like optional fancy dress, and it's like 90s/noughties theme, so I'm going to be in like a Bjork inspired outfit, and I bought a wig that I need to put some buns in. Got someone by some standing stones here. I went on a trip down to Stonehenge and Glastonbury a few Augusts ago, and it was very warm when we went. And there's something about the hot weather now that I just kind of associate with that trip to Stonehenge. But also, you know, we've just had Beltane as well, so just, I don't know, just feeling that draw to like sacred spaces. We've got some nice nails here. I don't get my nails done that often, but I've been thinking about maybe going again, and I found somewhere kind of local that a colleague goes to, and it looks really good. So that's a maybe, and this is just sort of the style I'd be going for if I did go. We've got like a desk set up here with lots of like horror memorabilia. This is actually Lexi's desk. She's got a YouTube channel, so I'll put that in the description. I'm just really loving the vibes, and I'm seeing a lot online at the minute about like Summerween and like enjoying the spooky stuff even though it's really hot, which I don't know, like kind of warms my heart a bit because I struggle in the heat in the summertime. So it's just nice like finding a way to engage with your interests even when it's not the like quote unquote right time of year for it. I've got like a forest scene here and like a campfire scene here, because I'm going to be going camping at some point this month. So yeah, that's all to do with that. So if we flip back a few pages, we can cover off my Commonplace entries. I've not done loads of Commonplace writing, but I've done a little bit, and that's a lot of what I was doing yesterday. So just going back, so I had this Pride and Prejudice entry that I told you a bit about last week. I finished that off, so I wrote a few more things and it went onto this page a little. And then yesterday I was looking through some of my like ephemera bits and things that I'd cut off from the internet, and this particular cut off of the Star Tarot card just like really stood out to me, and like resonated, and I just felt like writing about it. I just followed that intuition, and I since like pulled out the Star card from one of my tarot decks, just to kind of have it close to hand. It just sort of feels really pertinent at the minute. And this deck, if anyone's wondering, this is from the Queer Tarot deck, which has some really fun illustrations on. Not necessarily like the colour palette that I'm normally drawn to, but actually it's, I don't know, I'm just vibing with it at the minute. Again, it's that intuition thing. I'm not going to like question it super deeply. And just alongside that, I've added this black obsidian sticker from Killer Views. So this is a continuation of me writing about the star card. And decoration wise, the only thing I've added in here are these literal stars. So the website that I was looking at, Biddy Tarot, I would say it's like a really good website for that like basic breakdown of what the different cards mean. It says, behind her shines one bright star, one big bright star, representing the figure's core essences, and then 7 smaller stars representing the chakras. So we've got quite a big star sticker here, and then 7 other smaller ones just to link in with that, that meaning and interpretation of the card. This next entry is just some thoughts and reflections I had about this piece that I drew up a few days ago. So I drew this piece up actually while I was at the art market, and this is just a little print off of a piece that's called We Bite Back, that I have like available in my Kofi shop for my members at the minute. So I do like a monthly digital reward in there, and Kofi members also have early access to my videos. And with everything going on at the minute politically, it just kind of felt poignant. And I've also been doing a bit of sort of like research into zine culture, protest art, that kind of thing. So it kind of links in with that sort of reading and looking that I've been doing. So with the caption for this, so I'll start that again, sorry. When I put the information about this reward up on my Instagram page, I'd written out a bit of a description. It's a bit more of an in-depth one than I normally do for these sorts of posts, but I wanted to copy that up in here as well. So the post read, "This month's reward is inspired by the folks in the trans community who are standing up to state violence and the stripping away of our human rights. I feel like the message of this piece could also resonate with other marginalised groups. A lot of us are afraid right now, but from that fear, I've seen a lot of strength, wisdom, kindness, and gentleness from my peers. We won't go quietly." So that's what that piece is about. It might be that I develop it into something for like my general online shop, but for the time being, it's just anyone who becomes a Kofi member during the month of May. And then I got an entry at the 1st of May, so that worked out nicely, about Beltane and the celebrations that people do for it. This deer picture is just one that I took off the internet. The washi is Paper Chase, and then this little flower is from Megan Rhiannon. So it's quite a short entry, but what I often see on Instagram around the Sabbats are sort of smaller infographic posts about like things associated with particular holidays and rituals and things like that. So I've left it just in case I do see any of those posts the next few days. If not, I will just put the line underneath and start on my next entry at that point. So that's where we are in the A5 so far. It's all looking good, all quite happy with that. I'll pop this to the side for 1 minute, but I will come back to it to do that bit of decorating, I think. And then if we have a look at the planner situation. So this is how April finished off. I made use of this little checklist down here of, you know, things I wanted to make sure I got sorted. All my dates and appointments went in, I did the colour code in. And as time went on, I added a couple of stickers. So we've got this little scribble from Megan Rhiannon. We've got this little sort of cutesy tombstone. This is from the Midnight Tarot set from the Sticky Club. And we've got a collection of crystals here from Killer Views. This is how May is looking so far. So we've got some Stacey McKeevy Haunt washi and a couple of Megan Rhiannon stickers. I like the black, white and red, you know, quite simple but still bright in a way. Started my little checklist. I've got the, you know, my coffee reward to do for this month. And then looking at the weekly spreads, this is how last week finished up. So, you know, it's quite a plain looking book. This is why I said earlier, maybe it's a bit more of a boring one. I could potentially put a sticker or stamp or something in here. Just kind of have a quick look if there's anything that feels maybe pertinent. Not sure why exactly, but kind of fancied this picture. So though obviously I'm like not in this week anymore, I'm not necessarily looking at it, it is nice sometimes to go back and just, you know, fill out the space a little. Because I like flipping through my pages, whether it is a matter of like reflecting on that time or finding information. I like the whole thing to kind of feel complete. Just grab these. So yeah, I think as well this particular image that I've just stuck down, it's quite a monochrome bit of decoration I've done here, so it fits that nicely and it doesn't get in the way. And I just added this picture of a sculpture that I'd found on Tumblr. This is this week so far, so a bit of stuff going on. We've got a couple of stickers here from Bronte of Dear Whoever. I put a Megan thumbs up sticker here. This is kind of to remind me to write down this quote. More often than not, I ignore the quotes at the bottom here, but I liked this one about going camping, and like I say, I'm going camping this month. And then something I did a few weeks ago as we were going into April was I printed out a smaller version of my April mood board and stuck it in here. So I've got my May one for at the end of the week, just gluing in at the bottom here. It will cover up some of my list, but it's not very often that I have to refer back. And I'll do the same thing as I did the other week, where I've only glued the very bottom of it, so you can see most of the list if you need to. So yeah, that's there ready. Turning back to the A5, let's have a look and see what kind of decoration I might do. So I kind of need to cover Saturday and Sunday, maybe Monday as well. So I think, so something I was thinking I might do is borrowing from Chloe, from I think Cloella Journals, she is on Instagram, of kind of making it so the pages talk to each other a bit better than mine currently do, I think. Just having a look at this tape to see if there's anything that I feel might be pertinent. Whoops. Okay. So there's like a fruit and charcuterie board type thing here that I think might be quite nice to have on the Sunday into Monday spread. So actually I might do that one first and then come back to this one. And I'm going to use some of this Yohako tape that I got from Georgia. Yeah, I'm just going to use some sort of smaller bits, and I think I'm gonna like put some of the edges. I sometimes worry about committing to decoration ahead of time because of the way I split my pages up. For example, you know, I don't know what my Commonplace entry is going to be on this particular page. So by me laying this down now, I might inadvertently sort of decorate it with stuff that isn't pertinent to what that log turns out to be. I think, you know, I've been wanting to use this book in this particular way for a long time. You know, I decided, sorry, I'm looking for my tweezers while I try and talk and I'm at a loss. Where the hell are they underneath? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've been wanting to use this book in this particular way for a long time, and I was a bit concerned that I don't know, I would regret it or it wouldn't work out in some way. And it really is working out well for me. And I think the only sort of downside or thing that's not quite working, or like where I don't necessarily feel kind of as free in the book, is that thing of not wanting to decorate in like this sort of way or set pages up too far in advance just in case something goes amiss and it doesn't fit quite right. I don't know if that made sense at all. So I'm going to put these apples up here and, you know, just kind of hope that whatever I write about on this day is fine. I think I might put the charcuterie board here. It's just whether or not I really like having the tape as part of it. I think I might lay the tape across the middle and then the charcuterie board just sort of here. I also, like I said a little bit earlier, want to leave some space for anything that we want to put down on the day. So I think I might use this brown on these pages. And I've got quite a clean finish at one end, so I'm going to use my ruler to what I quite like doing with this washi tape as well is if I've ever smudged my pen, it's a nice way to hide that. I don't necessarily need to do that because of me using the Pilot friction pens. Like I could erase the ink, like I might here and here in a sec. But I try and avoid doing that too much because it does affect the texture of the page a little bit. Here it is, right in front of me. So like you might not be able to see it on camera, but it kind of bunches the page up just a little bit. And sometimes if I then, sorry, I had to pause for a train. So yeah, if I write anything on it or stick anything on it, it can sometimes kind of throw that decoration off a little. This roll of tape, by the way, is from Hours Studio and I got it on miso paper. See, this brown is quite similar to the brown of the tape, so I'm going to have it come down a little bit like that. And what I might do is for this page, leave the daily log bit quite blank and, you know, mostly right here, and then I'll do some sort of decoration up here so we've got that bit of symmetry. If I do put anything for my daily log, I might just put it in this bottom corner. My desk has felt so messy the past few days, and normally I don't like that, but in a way, in the moment, I'm kind of vibing with it because it kind of feels like everything's easy to access, and it kind of feels, yeah, like a creative space rather than just like messy for the sake of messiness, if that makes sense. Just thinking about a couple of other stickers to add on these days. I know I'm going to be reading a bit, and I think I'm probably going to be outdoors a little bit as well. So if I might put that there just at a bit of a jaunty angle. I've been like hanging on to this sticker for a while, and I think that's quite a nice placement for it. Maybe one of my nature stickers up here. I also need to, oh no, I don't need to think about the next day because that's the Monday. Don't know about, nah. I think maybe something with an animal on might be cute. Maybe one of the butterflies. What colour would go nicely? This sort of reddish colour would go well with the apples, I think. It's perhaps a bit big, but I could trim the edge. So something I kind of like to do is, I feel like sometimes it can be quite an effective thing. It's just if having a sticker hang over the edge like this, but then trim that edge. I've not made a great job of it on this occasion. But yeah, I don't know, something feels like quite natural about it in a way. Probably not the best way of wording things, but hopefully you know what I mean. So yeah, just got a little bit of decoration across these pages. Might just add a little, I don't know, I feel like something's wanting here. Like a leaf might be a good shout. Nice and neutral as well then, you know, it's not like, I don't know, I feel like kind of it, I feel like it should maybe be here. Pop it there for now. I'm sure it'll be fun. Okay, so I'm quite pleased with that, and you know, I've laid those down, and although yes, I'll be, you know, kind of writing around those, and it might not 100% fit the theme of whatever, I think when you look at it, like, plants and animals are so neutral and so readily able to become a metaphor for something else. I'm sure it'll be fine. I think it's probably just me overthinking, like normal. So maybe I'll do this sort of thing a bit more, particularly on days where I know I'm going to be busy or not have access to like all my stationery stuff. So yeah, lovely. I'll leave it at that for now. And I hope you're okay. And you know, if you're in if you're in the UK like me, I hope you're coping with the heat. I'm managing-ish. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.